ask you this the other day. What got you so mad that you flipped out on Howard Stern? Like, could you see yourself doing that now, or you were just you were so enraged you couldn't stop yourself?
I was on 6 milligrams of Xanax a day, which mean I took probably another 2 or 3 bars a day, and I wanted to leave the show, and basically they made it where I couldn't go on open ante. I was banned for the building. They said I had tax security, which I didn't. So I figured in my thinking that if I threaten to kill him and his wife, he'll get back to me. But that didn't really happen. So the NYPD Blue showed up in front of my house with my cops. And I thought it was like, the fire trucks that come around for Christmas with the lights on because it just lit up.
Well, you're going to tip them? You're out there with some...
And they said that, you can't do stuff like this. And I said, if I wanted him dead, he'd be dead. And they go, you can't say that either. And I'm like, I'm not going to win. I'm just not going to win.
What can I say? What can I say?
Yeah. And
did you get arrested?
No. They said, here's my card. We're going to go back and talk to him. And if you don't hear from us, it's a good thing. And I was like, okay.
Wait, when was that? What year?
It had to be 2010. So I'm still
because after 2001, it's considered. Oh snap! After 2001, it's considered a terrorist threat if you threaten to kill somebody.
Yeah, well, I did it on my my YouTube channel too, live. So that wasn't a good thing either. It's like the guy that killed the women on Facebook. I basically went on and said what I was going to do and how I was going to do it, and. People said maybe you were wrong, Bob.
It would have been funny if when they handcuffed you, they said Baba Booey afterwards. Don Rickles pretty short.
No, not that compared to that, but sure. Beetlejuice maybe.
Yeah, but he's not successful. I'm talking about like a really successful comic.
The arena level.
Is Beetlejuice still alive?
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Right now, sitting in a hotel room, we have Beetlejuice. Yes, there he is, Beat. God bless you. It is so good to see you, Beetlejuice. The fans have missed you for 5 years.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Just went out to dinner with him the other day.
It'd be so funny if Bob Levy had him in a fucking cage in a backyard.
I'm feeding him lettuce like a turtle.
Bob's like, I can definitely test that Beetlejuice is alive because I just fed him a carrot.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
I put you in the cat cage. Where's the cat cage?
Yeah, where's the monkey cage?
Fuck you, I'll put you in this bag. I'm taking this box.
Oh, you gonna put yourself in the
Get
box?
in. Get in. That's it. Get in there.
Come put in there, you dumb fuck.
Who's your best friend?
Who, you my best friend? You are, you dumb bitch.
I love you, son. What's your name? We gonna give good radio today? Come on, who's my best friend?
What the hell do you think I am?
How do you like my new house?
Dog?
You ain't a dog.
Yeah, what do they do? Shirley's not even there anymore. Who runs that fucking whack pack?
There's somebody else that they hired. They put in charge or something like that.
But does somebody check on them? Somebody checks on them on a regular basis?
Nobody checks on them. That's what makes it funny. They come in there and they're just, a lot of them are messes. Some they're cool, but you know what I mean, for whatever they are.
Who's here, Ronnie?
Beetlejuice.
Is he in a mood?
No, he's in a good mood actually. Right at the moment, he's all dressed up in a sport jacket and everything.
Sports jacket?
Yeah, like I thought he'd be coming in like a Halloween costume. But,
what's the special occasion?
Today is Halloween.
So he's in a costume?
No, he's not. He's in.
He's just dressed up.
He's dressed up. He's not in the costume.
See about this.
Wearing a nice sport jacket and everything. You know?
Look who it is.
Go ahead, Jack.
who it is. You better hold the door.
Who did this shit?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Not even worse.
Tell him that old fucking shit. He better hold the door for
Fuck
you.
that old bastard.
Fuck Ronnie, right?
Ronnie need to go to the old folks home and shit.
Yeah, say, don't talk to Levy like that.
Yeah.
Tell
Put
him.
his ass in the old folks home and leave his ass there.
Yeah, he's too old for this job.
He is too old for this shit.
You're too old to be walking.
You too old to be fucking talking, you
You
asshole.
say you want to piss him off? Beat'll fuck you up. Tell him what you're here. He's done, this motherfucker. You know.
But didn't one just die, kind of like out of nowhere? The guy who lived in the Bronx just died, right?
Which one's that? They all die.
I remember
Yeah, they're all
one,
dropping like flies.
Yeah.
no, one just died. Everyone was like sad, but nobody really checks on them on a regular basis, right?
Well, Bobby does. He kind of handles Beetlejuice, and it's simple things with the Beetlejuice. Don't have liquor in the house, don't have drugs, and don't have a mouse trap, and he'll be living. Basically.
Especially one of those sticky ones. Get stuff on it.
That would
You
suck.
can't get out. Hey,
Bob, I have a question. My
Yes.
favorite whack packer that a lot of people don't remember, that I remember, and I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive is dead. Did you have any interaction with Elegant Elliot Often?
Yes, I loved him. He was so
Me too.
he was so unpredictable. He was like a more insane Kevin Brennan. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden he would flip out, and he got banned for punching a hole in the wall over somebody's head. They banned him from that,
Yeah.
So-
Get off
Studio
your rocker, Stern. When he used to do that, I used to love that.
The cop said it or the lawyer said
The
it?
police department, NYPD, right?
All right.
And the investigators and my attorney, okay? Now, nevertheless, stop.
So you're
for a minute.
saying
Stop. Move
people
back.
can
Stop.
control Elliot
In any
Often?
event,
Do
I
people
busted
control
up
you?
Joe-
in
he's the
studio,
best.
he tried to punch somebody.
It was right outside the studio, and there was still, like, until I left, there was a hole in the wall. You can see it. It wasn't really fixed well.
Corson, hello, I busted up Joe Corson's face. I left
Who's
him
that?
busted up, right, inside the stage delicatessen. Many years ago, right? I left him for dead, right?
They just
So
kind of
they
pulled
say
it out.
no violence. They said that's one of the only rules they have there. No violence.
Yeah, no violence was a rule, but it was kind of broken, like here and there. There was some stuff got ugly there.
That we can discuss. Stern has never heard that, right? How I busted. I'm sorry.
He just put a hole in the wall, Howard. I swear to God.
broke the wall?
Joe Corson's mouth, right? 4 times. I left him fucking bleeding. I left him for dead, right?
But they kind of let it go until it
But
gets
not on
too
the
far.
air, right? There was no fights on the air, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Artie threw a CD at one of the guys' heads, and then he went after him. But you know what I mean? It was great radio.
Artie, you on your
beer league DVD back?
No, Sal, I don't like you.
I know you made that very clear. But
I don't like you at all. No, I don't give a fuck.
Us dopes, hold on, you just
No,
call us
and
dopes and idiots for fun.
if you come to me outside with this bullshit, I'm gonna drop you, and then
Why?
I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face.
What?
Oh my God!
Whoa,
What are you doing,
All right,
Artie?
let's end this now.
That's enough. What happened? I missed it.
Maybe you should go.
Artie just nailed Sal
What are you doing? Artie,
Artie, why would you do that?
Oh, what are you doing?
Go
What is
now.
that?
Go!
Wait,
Go!
Hey, Artie, easy.
Jesus.
I don't care what anybody says. So nobody got hurt, and it was great radio. So you have to let something like that go.
What just happened?
I'm being real.
Did you throw some at him?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Come on, man.
Sal, I mean,
That's not
He
cool.
wanted him to shut up.
Howard, you know what? I don't care, man.
Yeah, but that's not cool, Art.
I don't care. Then fire me.
You want
Then
to be
fire me.
fired? Why do you have to wait? What just happened? What just happened? What just happened?
I'm telling you, I'm
I missed
dropping
it.
him if I see him.
No, you're
All right.
not dropping them.
Then
Artie,
well, it's my life. I'll
it.
make my own decision.
Artie.
That is good radio. I just watched something. I watched something on it was on YouTube on Jim and Sam, and they were saying like one of the 4 moments, the 4 best moments. One of them was Nancy Grace, and then one was Shane Gillis, and then one was me and Landau. They were basically saying Jim and Sam is not that, nothing happens. So, and I was just watching it because it came up on my YouTube, and then at the end I got mentioned. I was like, I'm somebody. I am somebody.
You used to play in the 90s.
Wife, your fat doughy wife.
Fuck your fat wife.
Who probably looks like Bobby Kelly
and your
with
fucking
a
no
weave.
coping skills school shooter kids.
What?
And I'll wait till your daughter's fucking 18, and then I'll fuck her. And then when you see me, you'll see. Do something. Go to prison.
You can't be violent, Kevin. No, you can't be violent. Kevin, no.
Look at how fucking fat you are.
Go to prison. You think I'm a
Don't talk
freak?
about my daughter.
So don't fucking talk about my wife.
She's a fat fuck. You brought up my
You're
wife.
a fat piece of shit.
You're a fat fuck, dude.
Get out of here if you want to start fighting.
No. No, Kevin, you can't do that.
Get out of here.
No touching, no touching.
You talk about my fucking kids.
You talk about my family. You started it.
About your
family's off limits. Fuck you. You've never even seen my wife. She's hot as fuck.
Because you're fat. So, but I mean, it you know, when you try to plan it, it's never good, you know. I mean, it has to just fucking happen kind of by accident.
Yeah, the good thing about radio is that you can start a fire with the people. You know, go to them one-on-one, start the fire, get them. Once you get them in the studio and the real shit starts coming out, it just goes itself. It's a simple thing. Like Howard, I already fucked with me one time, and I got a girl that come on the show that only dates fat guys.
Hey, Artie, you know this chick who says that she has a fetish for fat dudes? I asked some of the guys. She's in the green room. They said she's good looking. She claims she looks like Lindsay Lohan.
Really?
She wants it like, she goes like, her type of guy is Tony Soprano or Artie because she likes to feel their weight on her.
Oh, really? She likes to be crushed.
And she's not a whore, really.
How about emotional weight?
She lost her virginity a year ago.
Did you see this picture, Lindsay Lohan? You think this girl looks like this?
I don't think anything yet. She's just saying she looks like Lindsay Lohan.
I remember I got a chick.
Here she is.
Oh,
hey, you're not bad at all.
She's gorgeous.
Artie's going, okay, what's wrong with you?
What are you going to do now?
Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm actually here.
You're damn right you're here, honey.
Hi there.
You do have
Hi, Robin. Oh, my God.
Lindsay Lohan, yeah.
What is that, Artie?
She does look like Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, my friends call me Fire Crotch as a nickname.
Really?
Yeah.
And he got so pissed, and he got pissed at me, and he got pissed at Howard. That's when he called Howard a pelican, and he was going to quit. It was a 3-day fight.
I remember that. I remember he was really mad at it. He was really like humiliated.
And I'm not in it. I honestly was like a little bit like hesitant. Like Bob was like, you know.
Bob who?
Bob Levy.
Bob Levy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker.
He was helping me out. Like.
Oh, well, I can tell. You know what, Howard? I'll write the script. I'll write the script.
This is a setup.
No, it's not.
Go in and say like fat guys. Go. I'm telling you. This is how you get on the show. You want to get on the show?
Oh, no, there's Levy. What are you behind this?
No, she emailed me, right? And she was attracted to big guys, and she liked Artie a lot. So I sent it to the show, and she's very honest about this. This is no bullshit.
Why did she email you?
Because people email me with things.
No. That's not the story, Bob.
Of course it is.
What is the story?
What did she write on your MySpace page?
Oh, she said for an old guy, I'd fuck you. But we ended up talking.
being an asshole.
We actually just been talking. She likes big guys.
Well, yeah, shit happens. Well, you know, sometimes you have to take it back. You know what I mean? I get hit. Everybody gets fucking hit. That's the thing. People get upset about being on. That's what makes great radio.
And she
So she said she'd fuck you.
No. I was kidding around.
She was joking around.
I was
That's what
joking
she wrote,
around
and
with
we
that.
began talking.
Yeah, that's a real scream of a joke.
Well, that's not the kind of thing you want to joke around about.
Howard, do you believe she would fuck me? Look at me.
Who would you fuck, Levy or Ganji, if you had to take one?
Oh, please.
Oh.
Please pick me. Please.
When when you can get to
Plus,
somebody.
if you're getting paid if you're a paid regular and something happens, you just got to fucking roll with it, you know.
Absolutely.
It's one thing if they're using you and you're not even a regular, and or you're not a paid regular and they fucking use you as a stunt. But yeah, I remember on YouTube I was watching the thing when Artie opened for Dice and Dice wasn't paying him, and then they called you, and then Levy, and then Howard Stern called you and they said get Levy on the phone, and I remember Bob's like, yeah, you get paid right away.
Yeah, I mean,
paid right away.
There's no reason to wait.
First of all, like I had the same thing with Norton, and I remember it was on my the porcelain documentary, because sometimes I go to check the numbers and then it'll just start wherever I'm wherever I'm at in the show. So they were talking about that, and I didn't want to replay it or whatever. I didn't want to relive it, but I remember and then that happened with Norton. Like he wouldn't pay me. So I was telling the story when I opened for Chip Chipperson. So what happened was
you didn't open for Chip Chipperson.
No, so Chip Chipperson Norton asked me to do the gig, right, for $500.
Right.
So then I do the gig, and the gig goes fine. You know, I didn't kill by any stretch, but the gig goes fine. So then I'm like, hey, can I get a ride back or whatever? And they go, Club Soda Kenny's like, no, we only have room for Karen. Sheehan. So following Thursday, I text Norton. I go, yo, so is anyone going to pay me or what's going on? Like, I wasn't even rude. I said, like, I had a good time. Who's paying me?
Right.
And then it becomes like this fucking thing. Like, it takes forever. And so it took 2 weeks from that point to get paid. And I said, you know, this whole thing's fucking ridiculous. I mean, because, you know, Christina's asking for my social one day, and then 3 days later, she's asking for my address. It's $500. I go, after the fucking train, I made less than $400 on the fucking gig. I got to wait 2 weeks for this fucking money?
Right.
I go, it's one thing if a fucking guy doesn't pay you, but this is fucking different because it's comic on comic.
Right.
So it's like comics know, like most shows you get paid when you do the show.
Yes.
Even if it's a check, they still pay you. Yep. Sometimes they don't pay you. Sometimes they go, I'm going to, wait for the check to clear. And even that's very rare. So for him to and even when I asked for the money, he wasn't like, oh, let me get on that. He was very, very nonchalant. And then it turns out Karen, he didn't even pay Karen.
Wow, really?
Like, he's a comic. Like, he knows we want to get paid, like, either right away or tell us when we're going to get paid. Yeah. We don't want to fucking do the gig and then have to ask. So the fact that, and then I saw this after the fact. I was like, that's exactly what happened to me. So it's like Dice, I love Norton. So, and then when he asked me, it was a Chip show. So he asked me and I was like, of course. And it was fun to do. And that was basically what Artie was saying. Artie said Dice is his hero, but you still want to get paid. Yeah. So she went down. I guess that's why they gave her a ride home, because she wasn't getting paid. So I think on some level, I think he didn't want to pay me.
Wow.
Like, I think he really didn't want to fucking pay me. And then I asked somebody who works here, a very reliable source. I'm like, is Norton cheap? They go, as cheap as they fucking come. So I think on some level, he's like, he didn't want to pay me. The fucking $500. Because he had the $500 that night, didn't he?
Imagine.
I have $500. He makes way more money than I do. I have $500 right now. In my pocket or at my ATM, I could just go, here's your fucking money. Instead of going, what's your social? You don't need my social. No. For fucking, you don't need a 1099 somebody on a $500 gig. It's like, for years it was $600 minimum.
Right.
So $600 or less, you didn't have to fucking 1099 them. And then since then, and then not only that, since then he's never asked me to do Chip or his regular show. So it's almost like he's holding a grudge because I wanted the money. And because I sent him an aggressive text when I finally had it, I go, what are you fucking doing?
Let's jump in for
this is in December when I sent a nasty text.
Was Chad amazed that you could, in fact, make $500 doing comedy?
Yes. But also Chad was like, yeah, he goes, if I worked for a comic and he fucking didn't pay me that night, I'd be like, where's my fucking money? So that's like a comic code where, like, we want to get paid that night.
Right.
We don't want a drawn out, one in the hand is worth two in the bush or whatever. So, like, you're here, I'm here, pay me. Because then once I don't see them, then it's like, oh, checks in the mail. Oh, why I need your social? No, you don't. You don't need my fucking social.
Right.
So I said, so then after, and I was already in a bad mood yesterday. So then I just tweeted, I haven't been at Jim and Sam's show since last May. Jim Norton really holds a grudge. Fuck them. So I tagged Norton. I tagged Jim and Sam. I'm like, fuck them. Because also, I don't give a fuck. Like, have me not doing their show hurt me at all? It hasn't hurt me, and doing their show does zero. Ask around. Ask anybody who knows anything. Doing their show does zero. So actually, Norton called me yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was on a train, so I didn't even pick up. So I'm like, fuck this. I don't even give a fuck, But he probably thinks, like, you want to come on my show? No, I don't want to come on your show. I'm just saying, like, because when he finally paid me, he was like, I'll show him. I won't let him on my show anymore. I'm like, good, I don't want to do your fucking show. And doing your show helps me zero. Right. It helps me zero. But it's like, oh, you wanted to get paid? I'll pay you. I won't let you on my fucking Chippers and my Jim and Sam show ever again. I don't give a fuck.
Do you think I could do it? I'd like to sell some coffee mugs.
You're not who you were. Your show doesn't have the juice that it did. So stop. Stop pretending.
Right.
Stop fucking pretending that it's like, oh, if I'm not on your show, my career's going to get hurt. Not at all.
Right.
I'm 2 days a week here. Maybe 3. Like I always like Bobby Kelly. And then when I started working on Riotcast, I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots.
Right.
You're fucking idiots. His fucking paywall, which lasted for 3 weeks. I was going to have to do a paywall, and it's just like, it never fucking ends. And then, Norton, I've always respected. I've always had nothing but respect for the guy. And then, he asked me to do this fucking gig. I do it. They won't give me a ride home. They literally said, we're not going to give you a ride home. They won't give me a ride home. And then he won't pay me.
It's a 5-seater car you got.
No, fuck him. It's Club Soda Kenny. He's a fucking asshole, too. And then he'll be like, oh, you want some? Yeah, I want some. Bring it over. The fact that they called Levy and Levy's like, yeah, you want to. Levy stuck up for Artie, but Levy wasn't lying. He was saying, like, listen, when you're a comic, especially when you're high about a comic, pay me that night or let me know when I'm getting paid. Don't make me have to like ask.
Yeah, you should know everything going into a gig. You know what I mean? That's what I do. And if it's going to take 2 weeks for a check, I would bring the money and say, here's your money. Because I'm getting it.
But that was great radio too, because it was like Dice at the time. Dice is such a gigantic fucking presence in the comedy world, especially on shows like Stern and stuff like that, or O&A. So he's like a big deal. And the fact that like Artie was just being Artie and Artie's being like taking anyone's take, which is like, just pay me, or tell me when you're going to pay me, so I don't have to fucking wonder when are you going to pay me.
Yeah, it was basically like, I think Artie said, like, it got to the point where he said, you're dodging my calls. You know what I mean? And that's fucked up.
And the thing is, Artie don't even need the money. If he's on Stern every week, he don't need the money. It's more of like, dude, you're not going to pay me? Like, and if it's $500, especially, it's like, that makes it even more fucking shitty that the money's insignificant. It's basically like, but that made great radio. That made fucking great radio.
All that stuff kind of it does. It's just like, that's why when people say, oh, Kevin goes that, you know what I mean? That's radio. If Kevin feels that way, let him go that way. You know what I mean? It's like, you're going to get hurt by it. I would never get hurt by anything Kevin said. I'd kill him or threaten to, but I would never fucking be upset about it.
I'll send the cops to your house.
Yeah. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, people get upset because of you know what I mean? Deal with it. It's a fucking radio show. Fucking deal with it and stop being pussies. You're gonna get upset.
Yeah, shout out to E-Rock too, because when I was talking about, I was on Burning Bridges talking to Brian McCarthy about the Norton thing, and then E-Rock told Norton, and then Norton called.
He got him on the line.
Norton called in, and then I was like, and it goes, and Garrett goes, yeah, Jim Norton's on the phone. I was like, really? Because I don't want to do it.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but Jim Norton's calling in.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Line 4?
Yeah, you mind if I put you on hold, Matt?
No problem. I want to hear this.
Okay, Matt, thank you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I haven't heard the show, but Kevin, I heard you were saying stuff on Twitter yesterday, like somebody told me, and I saw the tweet, so I texted you yesterday to talk to you, but you didn't get back to me.
Yeah. Is this Jim Norton?
Okay. Yeah. So what's the problem?
Okay, so the problem is, I already said it on my show, the problem was that when I did the gig at Chip Chipperson in Philadelphia, it was like you didn't want to pay me, and then once you did pay me, it's almost just like, okay, so now that I paid you, well, you're not going to do my show anymore because I didn't like your attitude, or you wanted me to work for free, like Karen. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Wait, no, one thing at a time. Like, why do you paint? And you know me for 20 years.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised.
Hold on. Then let me explain what you're wrong. Here's what you texted me. Hold on. And I'll read exactly what you texted me. If you wanted the money faster, but assuming that there was some diabolical shit going on, it just wasn't. Here's what you wrote to me. Why is it taking so long to get paid? Christina asked me for my Social Security number, and now 3 days late, she needs my address. I'm assuming my accountant might have asked for that stuff because it was the end of the year for taxes. That's the only thing I can think of. After travel, I made less than whatever on the Chip gig. I hung out around for an hour in this receiving line because I thought it was the right thing to do. I got home at 2:30 because no attempt was made to get me a ride home. Even if I suck, I still get paid. Flat out bullshit, whatever excuse you come up with. Like, that's what annoyed me. Like, I know you all these years. I'm not afraid of you. I wasn't going to lie to you. I would have said, oh, I'm sorry, man. There was nothing behind that. this was the way we normally pay people. And then what I did was I said to you, I had my accountant make up the check and mail it to me already instead of when he would do it. I figured if I have it, I could hand it to you. You write me, you can leave it with Liz at the Comedy Cellar. If you have it, I'm there tonight. So that night, I left the check for you. And not only did I leave the check for you, I put more on it because you were complaining about the money to get to and from Philly. And I know we had a thing with you getting back home, which, again, there was no shitty motive behind it. I had just gotten a ride from somebody else. So you thought there was something shitty. So not only did I leave you the check that night, I put extra on it. You do not tell me, hey, I got the check. You don't say, hey, man, thanks for putting a little bit extra on it. And not once do you say, can I come on Jim and Sam? Not once do you say, can I come on Chip? And not once do you say, hey, buddy, come on my show, and we'll either have fun or we'll hash this out. But then all of a sudden, I'm the one with the grudge. Come on, man.
You do have a grudge, though. I haven't been on your show, so you said
No, but Kevin, you didn't say, can I come on your show? So why is it me with the grudge when you didn't even respond to me leaving you the check and you didn't invite me on your show? Like, you're saying that you should be able to say to me something shitty. It wasn't like I said to you, hey, dude, fuck that. You get paid when you get paid. All right, you needed the money faster, and I accommodated you.
No, I didn't need the money faster. No mention was made of the money. And then when I asked you, I gave you a week. I texted you on Thursday. We did the gig on Friday. I waited till the following Thursday, and I basically was like, hey, man, I had a good time at the gig. How am I getting paid? And then you were like very casually like, oh, let me look into it. Not like, oh, this is what we do. It was all like, let me see. And then a week later, Christina's like, oh, what's your social? And then 3 days after that, oh, what's your address? I'm like, are you fucking kidding for $500? So I'm like, what's the holdup? And it wasn't even the money. It was like, why are you not paying me? Like I had a fucking.
I just explained to you.
I know, but you didn't explain that to me in the fucking text. You never said, oh, this is what we do.
Because no one else, dude. Don't try to get angry about it.
I'm not trying to get angry. I'm saying all you had to say was this is our procedure. Nothing was mentioned about procedure.
Whoa! I did say that.
No, you didn't. You never said it. I'll read the text on my air. You never said this is the procedure.
I just read the text and I said I'll have Barry send it to me before he normally. I had Barry send me the check before he normally would, so I could hand it to you when I see you.
Okay,
I said that to you in the text.
No, it was never explained. It was never explained black and white. It was never explained. It was always like, oh, my accountant's gonna. Oh, and I'm like, what for $500? For $500?
Yeah, because dude, it's the way I pay the podcast because he does all that stuff for me.
Okay, that's all you had to say. All you had to say that night. All you had to say before you ran out. You almost left before I was back even in the fucking green room at the.
Well, sorry, I didn't stay there to greet you. As a 30-year veteran, we've both done gigs before. I didn't realize that afterwards I should have dropped roses in the green room.
No, all you had to say was, my account will pay you in a couple of weeks. I would have been like, perfect. Because if someone's like,
I just explained to you. I just explained to you. Sure, I should have said that, but it didn't occur to me because that was the way I had done it. And nobody had an issue with it. So it wasn't like I didn't want to explain that to you. I just didn't think of it.
I didn't want to deal with it. Like, I was like, it'll work itself out. But E-Rock had the fucking smarts to go. Exactly. So I always shit on him. So I'll give him his props there. Like, he was smart because it was fun. It was funny. And it was like, we weren't pretending. Like Norton was like, hey man, just fucking, I wasn't fucking dodging. I was like, all right, well, I mean, I was nervous, so I'm sure as a listener, it was pretty interesting to fucking hear that.
And my complaint is that you're acting like I have the grudge. Just own it. You have the grudge. You didn't respond to me and go, okay, I got the check. And look, you were mad that it was late in your eyes. Fine. You didn't say thanks for the extra. You certainly didn't say, can I come on Chip or Jim and Sam? And I said no. Then I could see you saying I have a grudge, and you absolutely did not invite me on your show. So why am I?
You wouldn't come on the show. You wouldn't come on my show. You don't even do Cumia's show. So what are you fucking talking about?
You've never invited me on your show.
Okay, but you'll say no. You'll say no. You're not gonna come on my fucking show.
So that's your excuse. You instead of just owning So
you have the grudge. I was right. You have the grudge because you didn't like my text. You didn't like my tone of my text. So you're like, you had the grudge. You're like, you were pissed. So you do have a grudge. That's fine.
This is where you got to just own your shit, man. Like, you started it with a shitty tone. I don't like the shitty tone, and I have the grudge. Own your fucking part of it. But to act like I was going to give you a bullshit excuse, like I was going to try to say something that wouldn't get you mad. Like, come on, man. I don't give a fuck. But the whole grudge thing annoys me because you say to me, well, you wouldn't have come on my show. That's not an excuse for you not asking and then giving that bullshit because I didn't invite you. So stop.
Listen. I
was the one who had you on the fucking radio when no one else would have you on. I was the one who had you on.
And he thought you were Neil anyway.
That is why I asked. But you understand what I'm saying? You're acting like I didn't open the door, like my doors to you and have you in. I think you're funny. I loved you on the fucking radio show. I always wanted you to come on the show.
That's why.
And then we have that weird little thing. Kevin, we have that weird little thing that's both of us are a little annoyed. I hadn't been thinking about it. What do you think I'm thinking? I just wasn't thinking of it. And we have that little thing where we're both annoyed. And I own my part. Yeah, I was annoyed about the fucking shitty tone of it. But it wasn't some out-and-out grudge. If someone said, hey, Kevin wants to come on and promote, what do you think? I would have said, no, he might yell. You would have come on. But you didn't ask to come on. And you did not invite me on your show either.
I think Kevin knows he's wrong. He's kind of painted a corner.
No, I don't think I'm wrong. Listen, Jim. Jim, the reason I was surprised is because it was like I have nothing but respect for you forever. So I was like, did I bomb that night? And like I said in the text, even if I bomb, I still get paid. So then when it was all like, oh, I'm like, does he not want to pay me? And then since I haven't heard from you or seen you since that night, I'm like, oh, he must be pissed that I wanted to get paid or that I had a little bit of attitude about getting paid. So you did, and I was pissed, and you're pissed. So that's how it went down. We both were pissed.
But again, it wasn't like I was so angry at you that I was like, fuck it. Like, just the implication that I would somehow consciously, if I didn't handle it right, had nothing to do with, fuck Kevin. I thought I was handling it right when I told my accountant Barry, send me his check because I'll make sure he gets it when I see it.
Ooh, lady accountant.
I texted you that, and I texted my accountant to send me the check as soon as you get it. But you didn't ask me to come on your show either, dude. And if you had asked me to come on, I went, fuck Kevin. Then you'd have a legit right. And then the second I hear something, somebody told me about the tweet I was on, and I went and looked and saw it. First thing I do was text you and try to FaceTime you. I try to talk to you privately and in person immediately. And then I hear right now that, E-Rock, because E-Rock, Kevin's bashing you on the show. You want to call it? Yeah, give me the number. Like, that's how fast it is. Like, I'm not afraid to discuss it or to talk about it. But if I leave you the check, dude, and you don't say, hey, man, I got the check, I didn't expect you to fall over and hug me because you were annoyed it was late. Okay, fine. But when you don't acknowledge the fact that I gave you extra money for the travel just because you had complained about it, I was like, yeah, I mean, it was kind of late when he left. So I heard what you said, and I acknowledged it by giving you more. And that was more than anybody has gotten doing my podcast because you did come down to Philly. I know you're 100% legit com. So I appreciated that, and you didn't say anything to me, but then you act like I have the attitude. Come on, man. It was both of us.
All right. I mean, listen. Listen. I got nothing but respect for you. So I don't need this. I don't need this. But it's like I was surprised. I was like, listen. Like I just said on the show, I'm like, sometimes you don't know until you start working with people a little bit closer. Then you're like, okay, I didn't do it. So my point was, I own what I fuck up all the time. So I own it. That's basically my show. So, but in this case, I was like, I don't even know what this fucking thing is.
Oh, yeah. You sitting at home and you're going, this is fucking great. This is why I listen. That's why you fucking listen. People don't get it. Yeah. It's real shit that fucking people love. You know what I mean? Fighting with your wife, fucking doing whatever. It's fucking excitement to them because they have to sit through their fucking miserable life. And this is like, oh, he's like me. He's like me. It works.